Good evening. Welcome to the Town of Raleigh Municipal Lighting Plant meeting of October 16th. And just as a reminder, this meeting is being audio and video recorded. The first item on the agenda is citizens' query from 7 p.m. to 7:10 p.m. So we have some citizens that want to come in and discuss things with us. We'll be glad to listen to you. Item number 2, review and accept minutes from previous meetings. And our first meeting is June 11th, 2012, Commissioners' meeting. And you weren't here, Bob, and I think that's why we're usually coming in a little bit late, only because Ken missed the meeting, so we had to hold it off until Ken was here, because it was just Ken and I. So everybody had a chance to read them? And
Yeah.
if so, are there any corrections or alterations? All set?
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
Yeah, I read them and they look fine to me too. So I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of June 11th, 2012.
I'll make that motion to accept the meeting of.
Now, should that be 2012 or 2013?
2013. Is that a
Yeah,
correction right at the top? All right, I
Why
didn't.
don't we make that correction?
Make that change then.
Okay? I didn't catch that the first time round, but
I'll second it.
actually, Bob, I don't think you can because you were absent. If I remember right, let me see.
I was absent.
Yeah, Bob still was
Okay.
absent. So Ken made the motion?
Yeah, I made the motion.
Okay, I'll
to
second the
accept
motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
it. Aye.
Aye.
Abstain.
Motion carried. Meetings are accepted. The second set of meetings for June 11th, 2013 are executive session minutes, and I think, Bob, you were also absent for this one. I read them over and didn't find anything wrong. How about yourself, Ken?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
Make a motion to accept that.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain.
Motion carried. The July 17th, 2013 Commissioners' meeting, there were 3 members present. I've read through the minutes and everything looks fine to me. Did you get a chance to read them, Bob?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Any comment, Ken?
No, I read them too.
Okay.
Yep.
I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of July 17th, 2013.
I'll make that motion.
Yeah, I'll second it.
Motion made and seconded. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And finally, the September 11th, 2013 Commissioners' meeting. And I think Ken was absent on this one. So I read the minutes and didn't find any issues.
Read them. No issues.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes of September 11th, 2013.
Make a motion.
I'll second that motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. So now you want us to sign these 3?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, you were absent that one, so I'll send that one over to Bob. Back to Dan.
Thank you.
this is what, September?
I believe so, July.
July. Yep. I was there.
Thank you.
Yep.
Actually, you gave me the unsigned copy.
I'm sorry. Take that one. And what's this one?
Well, hang on a second. Let me look at these.
Oh, here it is. Here.
Okay.
Let's see,
Right. July 17th.
July 17th.
Yep. I'll
Yep.
give you those back.
Okay, that's the one I took off the internet. Okay.
And you have the September one? Oh, that's September.
June,
Okay.
and this is June.
All right, the only thing I don't have signed is the June ones.
Okay, so that's this one here. And Bob was absent on that one. Did we both do them? Or did I miss it?
I think you might have signed both copies.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, the third agenda item tonight is Central Street Solar Project Review.
I apologize, that should say update. As the commissioners have said in the past, they would like to keep up to date on the Central Street Solar Project. And I actually do not have anything to report at this time. I have been emailing with the Sundurance Solar, and I haven't really had any responses from them. So basically, we're still at the same point we were last month, waiting for the DOER to respond or to finish their second set of SREX
Okay,
program.
yep.
As soon as that's done, I'm sure we'll hear more from the Sundurance Solar from the developer.
So
And
it's,
we can,
at this point, it's basically the government that's holding it up?
basically, yes.
Basically.
State government,
State
yes.
government, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, as soon as I hear something from him, I'll definitely pass it along to the commissioners, so they have a
Okay.
update on the project.
very good.
I also have not heard from the town or the assessor yet as far as the pilot. Not sure if, I will email him as well just to see if that, I think the last time we were waiting for a calculation, I think the Board of Selectmen has accepted a pilot payment in spirit, but have not actually decided on the actual amount, if I'm stating that correctly.
I believe so. We haven't heard anything back from the assessors, I don't think.
Oh, we haven't heard anything.
Okay, all right,
No.
So, still waiting on them at that point.
okay.
Okay, so the next item agenda is number 4, and it's Saddleback Ridge Wind Project.
Back in 2012, the previous manager, or I think 2 previous managers, brought to the board a wind project up in Carthage, Maine, called Saddleback Ridge. The board at that time agreed to move forward with the project in seeing how financially viable it was to obtain wind from that development at a PPA price.
Mm-hmm.
It has now come through fruition, so the project is in its last stages, and they're looking to get the PPA okayed. I just wanted to bring the board up to speed that the PPA looks good. The prices are definitely where we want them to be. They're very competitive.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be getting approximately 1.4% of the project. The project is 12 turbines that are 2.75 megawatts apiece. So a total of about 33 megawatts for the project. It will account for roughly 3% of our load on an annual basis. About 1,200 megawatts a year that we'll get out of the project. We will retain all the environmental attributes of the project, which means all the rec. They're not SRECs. SRECs is solar, renewable energy credits. Wind just has a renewable energy credit that goes with it. We'll be able to get those credits from the wind farm and then cash them in or sell them to bring down the PPA price of the project,
Yeah, very good.
which the project is, it looks very good for us.
Yeah.
And it's a 20-year deal for the project. And actually, the price of the project declines when the debt is paid off on the project in the last 5 years. So
Good.
it's a good project for us and for Raleigh. And it brings our total renewable sources of power up to about, if we include NYPA, about 12%
Oh, very good.
of our annual power is
Mhm.
actually renewable energy.
Renewable energy, that's great.
Yeah.
I know when Linda presented it to us, it looked good, on paper at least. So I'm
Mhm.
glad to hear that it's finally coming together and still looking good.
It is. They're
So-
actually looking to get the PPA signed by the end of the month. That way they can move with project financing
Mm-hmm.
and obtain their federal tax credits that they need to get by the end of the year, because there are deadlines in those.
Yeah, exactly. Good. Well, that's great.
Good news.
And the project is slated to begin production December 2015, I believe.
Hmm.
So it should be up, right when we need it, because our current
Yep.
current contract ends in 2015. So we'll be looking for that to take some of the slack.
Very good. Okay, the next agenda item is tree trimming.
I wanted to bring the board up to speed on the tree trimming. I know it's been discussed in the past. I'll just pass out a quick sheet as far as Mark Bixby. I'll give him all the credit on this. He takes care of it. Basically, he put this out to bid. I think it was 3 years ago now, when you went out for bid for the actual tree
Yeah, I think
trimming.
it was at least three, maybe no, at least two anyway, possibly
I
three.
think
Yeah.
we're in the third year,
Third
the end of
year.
the third year, and next year will be the fourth year on the actual bid. As you can see, Mark makes his spreadsheets very colorful to start. And down the bottom, you see kind of a very orangey color, not very orangey, but a kind of yellowish orange color. It says Phase 3. Those are slated for November of 13, so starting next month, we're going to start trimming on those areas to finish out this year.
Mhm.
Next year, because I wanted to make sure we split this up a little bit so I'm not taking the hit all in one year. So next year, in February, they'll start with the green section. And so that'll be on the actual fourth year of the program.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can actually look into, because we have the program till the end of next calendar year, I believe, so we can actually add at the agreed on price that was negotiated. We can actually add streets into that project, into the trimming project. And we are still moving forward with having the tree trimmer come in and the RMLP employees trim also on some Saturdays.
Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's good. I think it works well that way.
I think it works very well. The guys are happy. They're getting a little bit overtime.
Mhm.
It is still financially, it works for us. And,
Yeah.
we also have the tree trimming company come in also.
Yeah.
So it works both ways.
Yeah, we need that working relationship with the tree company, I think. I think that's
Mhm.
very important.
Dan, now, you've gone all the way up to February 14. What would be projected out to 15? What are you looking at?
We haven't really gone out that far yet.
Okay.
This was something that Mark put together as far as the 4 phases. And then what we're going to do is this year we're going to go out, Mark and I, or Mark will go out
Mm-hmm.
and basically evaluate where we need to go and basically refresh this whole spreadsheet and start again next year. So next year we'll go out, look at all the lines,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll reevaluate, and then we'll do this list over. That way we'll actually have to send it out to bid again, like we did before. And we'll do a 4-phase project the same as we just did right here.
Yeah, this is so important, for the maintenance portion of the plant.
It's reliability for us. It really
Yeah.
is, because in the news, what you hear about is National Grid and NSTAR and NU.
Mhm.
most of their problems are with trees
Yeah.
and, you know, lack of maintenance or lack of trimming. And we have had a aggressive tree trimming program that,
Mhm.
you know, has basically boosted our reliability. So we don't have those storm outages like we used to.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, it makes a big difference.
Does make a big difference.
Very
Pay a
good.
little uphill, a little up front, and pays off a lot in the overall.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
That and good old Hendrix Cable.
Yes, they both helps.
Okay, the next item is Rowley Town Common Project.
Just to bring the commissioners up to date, we've actually finished our portion of the project today. If you'd like, when you leave here, you could actually drive down Independence Street and see the new lights all lit up.
Wow, that's great.
Excuse me. Hopefully, we get some good. I'm going to ask the residents out there in TV land to take a ride by and take a look, and please write us a note or write me an email and just let us know how you like the lights. There was also a committee that, excuse me, that has worked very hard in getting this project done.
Yeah,
And we worked in conjunction with them to get this done, and you know, appreciate some comments on the lights, see how they look, and
very good. Yeah, please let us know. I think we're going to probably try to expand that project in the future.
I believe the committee is looking into expanding the project to do the whole common. I'm not sure. I haven't talked to any of the committee members, so I don't
Okay.
know where they are on that project. But I believe they are trying to
So-
expand it.
If we can get some feedback from the citizens, that would be great, so that we can look into that and keep going if that's what they appreciate.
Some of it's gonna look great.
Yeah, they
It
are
is.
Yeah,
LED fixtures, so they're very energy efficient. They are quite bright when you look up into them, but they are, and they're dark sky compliant as well. So,
Oh,
which
very
really
good.
helps.
Yep. Okay. That's great news. All right, item number 7, employee evaluations.
Currently, Raleigh Light does employee evaluations just on the employees who are in the lineman apprenticeship program.
Okay,
I have spoken with Rick Dackery, who actually did the manager search for the Raleigh Light Department, who we contract our HR services through. I spoke to him about employee evaluations because it is something that I would like to start on an annual basis for all employees.
mm-hmm,
So he is looking into that because basically employee evaluations, you have to do it correctly. You have to, and I have to probably be trained on it, on all the current standards as far as that goes.
yeah,
And any employee that would be sitting in with me on the evaluations would need to be trained on how to handle the employee evaluations. I would also like to tie that employee evaluation, and this is where I kind of want the board's cooperation with, is to tie those evaluations into like a monetary part of it, so that I would have something to work with the employees on their evaluation. Let's say, for instance, if the board so chose to give me a starting number in my budget for an annual increase, and then if the employee got a good evaluation, they would get that amount that was budgeted for that. If the employee didn't have a very good evaluation, they would maybe not get the budgeted amount, they might get a lesser amount.
okay,
And in talking to Rick, and Rick is willing to come to a meeting to talk to the commissioners about that, just to kind of give you his kind of interpretation of how it all work. And this is something he really feels strongly about and really tries to get organizations to do. And I think it would help motivate the employees, you know, to do. Not that they do a bad job now, and I'm not saying that, believe me, if anybody's watching out there, every employee in this department does a very good job. I just want to make sure that we keep that up, and part of that is doing evaluations to find out how we can improve and how we can make the employees happy keep them happy,
Yeah.
and keep them here. Because if they are good employees,
Mm.
we don't want to let them go, and we don't want them to go anywhere else.
Right.
So we can talk about this, and we can have Rick come in if you'd like. Or basically, I want the board to think about, the monetary part of it,
Mm-hmm.
and if they'd be willing to work with me as far as putting an amount in the budget. That way, and this would be, the budget on an annual basis, say, probably November this year or December of this year, we would vote on the budget with that percentage raise in it. And then I would conduct the evaluations next year, and then, it would work that way. So I'm asking that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, just, I'm just thinking Mike here. Yes, I was just going, but, yeah, I'd like to hear from
Rick.
to come in
Yeah.
and,
Okay.
and to take a look at, how he would evaluate them,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, I feel that we should be doing evaluations. We
Mhm.
definitely should be doing that. Most every other town department, actually all of the town departments do that
Okay.
on an annual basis. So we should be doing it also.
How do you do it now, Dan?
The evaluations that are done currently are just for the
Just for
linemen who are in the
apprentice.
apprenticeship program.
Okay.
And basically, it's, we do have a form that we use for the evaluation. It's based on the apprenticeship part of it, how you're doing your job safely, how you're progressing through lineman school, how you're progressing on the job. And basically the foreman fills out that form, gives it to the superintendent. The superintendent looks at the form, and then we all sit down with the employee and conduct the review.
Now, what are the steps from apprenticeship forward?
The way the apprenticeship program works is there's four steps in the program, and there's 3 positions in each step. No, actually there's 4 positions and there's 3 steps in each position.
Okay.
So it starts out as, and the term is not groundman. Is it apprentice lineman or, forgive me, I'm not sure what the,
I would say groundman or
A groundman, okay.
is the first one. Then apprentice lineman, second class lineman, and then first class lineman.
Okay.
And there's 3, and it goes every 6 months. And there's 3 steps in each one.
So third class lineman would be first step, and then second step, and then third step.
Yeah. And then he moves to apprentice lineman, and then there's first step, second step, third step.
So
and
from the
then,
time the employee comes in apprentice till the time they're head lineman,
first class lineman.
first class lineman, how long a period?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.5 years.
6
or
and a half
so.
years, okay.
I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure it out real quick in my head. So about 6.5 years.
Yeah, that's about right.
That's if
Yeah.
they progress through every evaluation. Some people don't pick up the job as quickly as others,
Mhm.
so they may not progress that quickly through the program. May take a little longer.
Yeah, it's very similar to the phone company. It's about 5.5 years.
Yeah. And I think it's very important that they get that training, and particularly on the safety side.
Mm-hmm.
It's definitely something that you have to be thinking about all the time.
Yeah. Well, the first 4 years, as you know, Bob, they go to, and Kenny, you probably know this too. They go to the NEPA
NEPA
lineman
school.
school,
Yeah.
and that's a 4-year apprenticeship program.
Yeah.
And they graduate out of that program, and they're considered journeyman linemen. They may be first class as far as we're concerned. They may not, depending on how they progress through our program. But they would be journeyman linemen when they come out of the NEPA program.
Be journeyman lineman.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the terminology is
Yeah,
just
terminologies.
it's journeyman lineman, first class lineman. It's pretty much one and the same thing.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah, I'd like to hear from Rick and
Okay.
just his input into it. I think it would help you out a lot, Dan.
Yeah, I did sit down and talk with him probably for about an hour
Mhm.
last week, just to start the whole process rolling. And he is definitely willing to come in and talk to the commissioners about that.
Now, do you have does Raleigh Municipal Light have their own safety program besides the outside safety program?
No, we contract through NEPA
NEPA.
for our safety program we have. This year, I'm actually boosting up the safety meetings to 8 safety meetings a year.
Okay,
So we're gonna be, and those, through the course of the year, we have most of them in the fall, winter, and then in the spring. We don't have generally any in the summer because it's our busy time, vacations and whatnot, so.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, we've been participating in that NEPA program for a long time. Even when I was there, we had it, we did it, so.
So you have eight safety meetings per year. That's in-house, correct?
Yes.
And then plus do you do observations also?
It's an ongoing, not in the true sense of the word. They always are looking out for each other as far as safety goes.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily like we don't have a safety officer per se.
Right,
The guys do basically watch each other's back as far as safety goes. But we don't have a current evaluation or a
well,
safety officer.
I'm talking about yourself, being you would technically be a pseudo safety officer.
Myself and probably the superintendent when he's on the job.
Mhm.
I do try and get out once in a while as often as I can to get, basically pop in on the guys and see how they're doing.
Yeah.
The superintendent does that as well.
Mhm.
He's not on the job every day, but he does pop out on the job and he'll just see how the guys are doing and basically check
He's
on
tough. He's tough.
Does he do an observation, a written observation?
Not a written observation, no. I mean, that's something we could probably maybe come up with something like that.
I would suggest that would probably be a good idea to have a written observation on the employee.
I'm sure they're still doing their tailgate discussions before they start a job.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're doing a tailboard.
Yeah.
Where's the written safety sheet? That could be on a job type thing, or you want to do it on each employee, or is that something that?
Yeah, I just, if you go out to a job site, you look over jobs, hard hats, glasses,
Okay.
gloves, climbing skills, distance from
Maintaining safe clearances and
safe
whatnot.
clearances.
Yeah.
Gloves, so forth.
Mhm. Okay, that's something I can work on.
Sure.
Cover up.
Yeah.
Very important, so.
Okay.
I will. I'll try to have Rick. I will call him and see, if we can schedule him for the November meeting. Would the board be willing to move the meeting to align with his schedule if he can't make it for the regular scheduled meeting? Do you want me to?
Sure. As long as there's not
Yeah.
many nights.
Right. Yeah. I'll see what I can do,
Okay.
and I'll get back to you as far as the dates that he can make it. Maybe he might be able to make it. Who knows? But I'll
Yeah, I
try
mean,
and
it
get
shouldn't be a
good
big issue.
Okay.
Sure, we can work around it. Okay. Is there anything else?
That's all I have on the agenda.
That's all that's on the agenda. We made it with almost to a
Wow.
half an hour.
Time for the ball game.
That's right.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
So, okay then. That being the end of the agenda, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. Opposed? Motion carried. We are adjourned.